Hey guys, I'm Lynnie with Sunflower Spirit Tarot, and this is a message for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. This is just going to be a general message, so whatever I see is what I will read. Spirit, what messages do you have for Libra at this time? Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and any other significant placements. What messages do you have for Libra? What do they need to know? What do they need to see? And what do they need to be aware of at this time? What messages do you have for Libra, Spirit? What messages do you have for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements from the time they view this video moving forward? Alright, let's get started. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. So you could be in your self-love bag at this time. You could be really feeling yourself, or your beauty, I don't want to say feeling your beauty routines, but establishing a beauty routine, a skincare routine, changing your hair, the way that you look, the way that you smell. You might be getting a new perfume or cologne. And this doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what gender you actually are or what kind of body you're in. This Queen of Cups is just feminine water sign energy. Sorry guys, I've been stumbling and stuttering. Hopefully when the Mercury retrograde ends, that will also end, but just bear with me in the meantime. I'm pressed for time, so I'm going to kind of be talking pretty fast. Just under that, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So there's a new opportunity here. So if you are in the masculine, there could be an opportunity for you to connect with a feminine water sign energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Or if you are in the feminine, you could just be feeling like a new chapter in your life is opening up, right? Something that's reflected by your external circumstances. This could be a new job, it could be an engagement, it could be a pregnancy, it could be just starting a new chapter in your life, but with some sort of tangible change, like moving into a new home or something like that. Okay, let's get into it. What messages do you have for Libra at this time? And that might not be a part of the general message, that might just be for somebody out there. Let's see, what is the message for Libra at this time? The first two cards we have out, the Moon, which represents secrets, illusions, your shadow side, things that are hidden. It can also represent harmony and balance, and also the feminine energy as well. Next we have the Hanged Woman here. This represents taking a time out, a pause, just to reevaluate, understand what's important to you. It's like looking over past experiences and trying to take the lesson out of them. It's just taking yourself out of an equation, basically. What else do we have for Libra? What else do we have for Libra at this time? We have the Ten of Pentacles, which talks about family, tradition, long-term success, reaching a long-term goal, or the completion of a very successful and financially lucrative cycle for you. We also have the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak, confusion, just under the Moon here. I didn't mean to say heartbreak and confusion. The Moon can kind of represent confusion. I meant to say heartbreak, anguish, that sort of thing. Separation as well. We also have the Four of Pentacles, which can represent isolation, loneliness. Next out, we have the Queen of Swords. A very different energy than that Queen of Cups energy coming out here. We have the Queen of Swords, which is feminine air sign energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Can also represent being divorced, or the feminine divorcee, the divorcee that carries the feminine energy. It can also represent very strong, independent people. People who don't just take everybody's word for it. People who come to their own conclusions. They're not afraid to challenge. They're not afraid to analyze situations and things for their own, on their own. We have the Three of Cups here, which can represent friends, good times, happiness, celebrations, social circles. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which can represent fate or destiny, massive changes. And finishing out the reading, we have the Star card, Aquarius energy. This particular star card is all about healing and also about taking it slow. At the bottom of the deck, and for the overall energy, we have the Ace of Swords. So there's clarity coming around something. You had to recently separate yourself from someone or something, possibly a long-term relationship, possibly a long-term friendship, possibly even a family member. You're separating yourself from some sort of relationship because you understand that it's not in your best interest right now. I feel like you probably spent a lot of time with this person or these people. It could be your family in general. Maybe your family doesn't see your vision for the future. Maybe, it's like when you first start to spiritually awaken, and it may not be exactly this, but it's just how I relate the energy. It's like when you first start to spiritually awaken, how you want to take everybody with you. Like, hey, don't you see this cool thing? I'm doing it. You should, get on this bus, get on this train with me. Let's go. And they're like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I'm happy exactly where I am, doing exactly what I do. Nothing or nobody's going to change that. And you're confused because you're like, I want you to be happy too. I want you to come with me too. And it could be that kind of energy, because typically when people start to awaken, or when they start to set themselves apart, right, from the rest of their family. You could be the first person in your family who went to college or is going to college. You could be the first person in your family to reach a substantial income or to live middle class or above. You could be the first person in your family to kind of break out of these generational cycles of certain traumas or certain things that are holding that were holding your parents back, or their grandparents, or your cousins, or your aunts, uncles, all that kind of stuff. You could be the one who has been set apart. And I feel like that's kind of the clarity that you've recently been given. And now you're feeling a little bit isolated and lonely because now you understand that you can't take everybody with you. And there are some things and some people and some relationships, even experiences and places that you have to separate yourself from in order for you to continue on to your higher destiny. Whether it's related to your spiritual side, or whether this is very, very much based in the material, like through your career or your passions or your ability to achieve success in a way that nobody else around you has. Can we clarify this Ace of Swords for Libra, please? We got the Ten of Wands coming out. Yeah, this talks about you and your community. It also talks about being adaptable. I'm getting a little bit of a people-pleasing energy off of that. Basically, you might have been toning yourself down or making yourself not less than, but making yourself, you were basically, how can I say this? You were basically playing a role instead of actually standing in your own authentic power when you're around these people who kind of trigger that within you. And typically, people who trigger that within you are people you've spent a long time with, right? Like long-term friends, family members, and long-term relationships. Like, let's say you just broke up with your high school sweetheart or something like that. You were still pretending as if you were that person, right? And you didn't realize that you weren't living authentically until you realize the vast difference between who you are now and who you were when you first met that person, right? That could even go for a friendship. We also have the Justice card, which is your major arcana here, coming out for you, because you've realized the truth. You've realized the truth of the situation, and you cannot go back. You cannot unsee what you have seen. You cannot, unknow what you have known by this point. And we have the Seven of Wands here, which is an energy of resistance, persistence, defensiveness, and standing your ground. The hidden energy is the Strength card, which talks about the discipline of your own, the discipline and the strength of your own will, being able to do it for you, by you, because of you, right? You are both the man and the dragon, and you're trying to control what it is within you, or not even control. You're trying to tame that part of you that maybe is a little bit, I don't want to say weaker, but more vulnerable to outside influence, I want to say. Okay, so definitely what I'm seeing here are that things are changing for you. I see that you have a vision for your future. You have a plan for your future. And even though you're not necessarily on go, you are definitely building right now. I think that you are feeling incredibly lonely because the people that you thought that you were going to build with, whether this is one person or represents a whole family, are no longer available to you. In the sense that they can no longer provide you with the kind of support that you need to take yourself to the next level. And maybe this time in your life is not about relying on the people around you. Honestly, I feel like up until this point, you've always had a very strong support system, but I also do feel that they were very overbearing in the sense that they wanted you to live your life the way that they wanted you to live it. Not necessarily true to your own desires or true to who you were as a person. I see you being a natural overachiever, somebody who made really good grades in school, somebody who was like the valedictorian or the class president, and you've always wanted to be like this kind of perfect person. You've always wanted to be this kind of person that people could stick all their hopes and dreams on. You're the person who's gonna get everybody out the hood, right? You're the person who's gonna get everybody out the struggle. You're gonna be the one who got it out the mud and brings everybody up with you. That was your original plan. and now you've realized that these people don't even support you now that you're really starting to shine. Because it's easy to support a high school kid who's doing well, because it's like because the people around you feel as if they've invested enough in your success as to where they can take credit for it too. But now that you're a fully grown adult doing it for yourself, and you are disciplined and focused and strong on your own, very independent and very successful in your own right, doing your own thing, it's almost like they probably resent your success, and that brings you a lot of pain. I feel like you've had to take a time out from this and really isolate yourself in order to get the clarity that you need on the people who are around you, in order to understand how important it is for you to separate yourself from these people, in order for you to understand how important it is for you to heal from the separation as well. One thing that happens when a lot of people spiritually awaken, and this isn't just from my own personal experience, I've had conversations with people who have not even just spiritually awakened, but have gotten success and their families resented them for it, is that they had to take time out to grieve. Because if you pretend like this doesn't bother you, if you pretend like I'm strong, I don't give a shit, I don't care about what they think about me, I don't care if they support me or not, that's not necessarily true. I think the deepest desire that you've ever had for your family or your friends or this relationship with this person is that it would take you into the future, and you would all be successful together, and you would all be getting it together and living this wonderful, luxurious, and beautiful life. So it does bother you, and it does hurt you emotionally. I think right now what you're trying to do is you're shutting off your emotions. You're emotionally suppressing. Like at the bottom of the deck when I did the cut was the Queen of Cups, which is the queen of emotion, right? The queen of feeling your feelings and processing them in a healthy way, being loving and caring and generous and supportive. And now you're in this Queen of Swords energy, which is feminine air sign energy, no shade, but kind of how it's coming up in connection with the other cards is that there's this very cold energy, this cutoff queen or king energy, this like I don't give a shit who's with me or against me, I'm gonna get what I want out of this life, and I don't care who comes with me or not. But you actually do really care. So it's important for you to process your emotions so that you don't get lost in this idea that you don't feel something for these people, or you don't want more for these people. Because it's okay to still feel how you felt. It's okay to still want more for them. It's okay for you to still want them to be successful on the same level that you're successful. But they have to do it for themselves just the same way that you've done it for yourself. And if you feel that spending time with these people forces you to walk on eggshells, or forces you to become somebody that you used to be and you're not anymore, then it's probably best that you do spend some time alone so that you can strengthen that part of you, your resolve, your will, right? So that when you're back around them, you're not falling into the same patterns and acting like the same child or acting like the same partner that you used to be, right? I'm not saying you need to cut them off forever. I'm not even saying that that's happening. What I'm saying is that it's breaking your heart that you're seeing the truth of the situation as far as who these people are. And it's almost like some of them are trying to bring you down, because clarifying the Ace of Swords, like I said, is the Ten of Wands, the Justice card, and the Seven of Swords. It's like you're having to defend yourself, and you never thought that you would have to defend yourself in this way. It's like, I'm trying to make it not just for me, but for all of us, or for me and you if it's a specific partner that's causing you this kind of heartbreak. And it's like they don't understand. And I think that you're having to stand your ground in a way that you never thought you would, because you never thought that these people would resist you. You never thought that these people would stand up against you, when all you're trying to do is create a level of success that everybody can benefit from. But not everybody is meant to go where you're trying to go. Not everybody is meant to be where you're trying to be. And that's one of the hardest things to accept once you realize that you have been set apart, whether it's to break generational curses, whether it's to be the first person who goes to college in your family, or whether it's to be the first person who really ascends on a spiritual level and becomes the light worker that they need to become. Let's clarify a little bit here. Let's clarify this Ten of Pentacles energy, because I want to know what that's about. Let's clarify this Ten of Pentacles energy for Libra here. We got the Fool card. You feel like you're starting all over. You feel like you're starting from scratch. Like I said, the people or the people, or maybe even the job that you thought you were gonna take into the future with you, the relationships, all that kind of stuff. It's like that's not happening anymore. You're starting over brand new. All you have is you and your little dog. You know what I'm saying? It's just you going off into the unknown without the kind of support that you feel like you need or desire. But I feel like your vision is still very strong about the kind of lifestyle that you want to live and the kind of things that you want to have. And I think that just abandoning all of this, letting go of all of this baggage, all of these things that are holding you back, all of these other people's expectations for your life, all of these other people's desires for your life, and what they wanted from you as opposed to how they were going to help you. It's like you're trying to let go of all of this stuff. You're going to have to start over. You're going to have to start fresh. And it's basically not necessarily starting from scratch, because you are where you are because you put yourself there. So it's not like, if this doesn't have anything to do with your work, it's not like you have to quit your job and move to a totally different country, even though you could be doing that, right? It doesn't mean that you have to make any kind of extreme choices or changes, because nobody's going to follow you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go to the extreme to like block people. You don't have to go to the extreme to like move to a different town so you never have to see them again. Nobody's going to come after you. Nobody's going to follow you. And yeah, that can feel extremely lonely, because maybe that was like the last thing that you were hoping for, is that they were going to come after you and be like, look, wait, I'm sorry. We're sorry. We want to get on board. We want to be on the same page. That's not going to happen. So any kind of expectation that you may have had that you were going to be able to convert at least one person, or that maybe all of them would realize how silly they're being and just get on board your train, that's not going to happen. Or that's not what I'm seeing here with the current energy that's being presented to me. Let me say that, okay? Because I don't know the future. This is not fortune telling, okay? This is not predicting your future. This is just trying to help you understand the energy that's around you, and that is completely and totally normal to be going through this once you are the person who has been set apart. We all go through it, okay? We have the Empress energy here, which is sometimes associated with Libra, but I think it's mostly associated with Taurus. It's the divine feminine energy, and as you can see, it's very different from other Empress cards, because in this one, she's depicted with full armor on, ready for battle, ready to protect what she has built, ready to defend what's hers, ready to die for it, standing on it firm. So, you know, I think that's also what's pushing you forward, is that you know that you're headed in the direction that you want to be in. And I almost feel like nobody can disturb or distract you from achieving what you have set out to achieve. Can we clarify this Three of Swords for Libra, please? We got the Hermit card. This is Virgo energy. It's very solitary energy. It's going inward. It's finding the love within and allowing it to radiate out. This isn't about, nothing on this spread is about taking any kind of action. Everything I'm seeing is about gaining your own wisdom, your own clarity, and controlling only that which you can control, and allowing everything else to just be what it is, to fall away, to move away from you. The Hermit card energy is this introverted energy of somebody who's going inside to gain wisdom. They're not out clubbing, partying, talking to a bunch of people. They're not out doing a bunch of stuff. They're not out taking a bunch of action or making a bunch of different choices. This is just about understanding that you have everything you need inside of you to create the life that you desire. And there's nothing that's actually holding you back, except the idea that all of these people have to be with you. This is a very solitary, lonely journey that you're on. And I'm not going to say that it's always going to feel lonely. It's only going to feel as lonely as you allow it to feel. Loneliness is an illusion, because it convinces us that there is something missing from us when we're not in the company of our loved ones, or when we're not in the company of other people, or when we don't have certain things, right? Loneliness is just an illusion. So as long as you allow yourself to feel lonely, you're gonna feel lonely. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. Sit by the river and wait. There's really nothing that you can do about it right now. As much as you want to change people's minds, as much as you want to challenge their beliefs so that they wake up and realize that you've been right all along, there's really nothing that you can do. If they are going to get on this train, then they're going to do it on their own accord when it comes back around for them, right? Everybody has their own path, their own journey, and we have to respect that. I want to remind you to not look down on people who have not made the choices that you've made. Realize that everybody has always done the best that they could do at the time with the tools that they were given. Your parents didn't grow up how you grew up, just like your cousins or your aunts and uncles. Everybody has had a different experience than you have had. And maybe you've been given things, and maybe you've had a more solid foundation, because you are the one who's supposed to take it to the next level, right? And even if you weren't given any privileges, anything more than the rest of the people around you, you have something inside of you that creates, that gives you this ability to make the most out of what you do have. So you're not wasting time, you're not wasting energy, you're not wasting any kind of effort on trying to make something out of nothing, because everything you need is inside of you already, okay? I'm going to clarify one more, and then I'm going to let you guys go. I want to clarify the star here for Libra, please. Can we clarify the star for Libra? We have the Nine of Swords. So you're feeling a lot of guilt. You're also feeling a lot of resentment. You're also feeling like you're being overburdened by the quote-unquote ghosts of the past, or the desires and the will of everybody else on your life. You know what I'm saying? So if you look closely at this card, this person is kind of being haunted by these 9 ghosts carrying swords. Swords represent words, thoughts, that sort of thing. And they can also represent emotions that are tied to guilt, resentment, rage, all that kind of stuff. So it's almost like you're healing from all of this. Like I said, I feel like you come from a very overbearing environment. I feel like there were a lot of people in your life who wanted to control you, who wanted to tell you how you were supposed to live your life and what you were supposed to be doing. And it's almost like you're just closing your eyes really tight and hoping that they all just disappear. And when you open your eyes and everybody's gone, you're like, well, where did everybody go? Don't you care anymore? Don't you love me anymore? Instead of saying, wow, I'm so glad that I don't have those voices, shouting at me anymore, and I can finally be who I want to be. That can really be a scary, scary concept, to think that now you really are on your own 2 feet. And now every decision that you make from this point forward is going to be for your benefit. It's going to be for your life. No longer do you have this motivation of working for everyone else's benefit. This is all about you now. And it's all on your shoulders. And you know what? It always has been. And if anybody can handle it, and if anybody's capable of doing it and creating the life that you desire, it's absolutely you. I don't see anything here that says that you can't do what you want to do. I just see people trying to hold you back, trying to shut you down, trying to overcome you with their negativity. And that's not going to happen. At the bottom of the deck, after clarifying the star with the Nine of Swords, is the Queen of Cups. Your heart will open again. I know you're feeling very hard and very cold right now, but I think going into hermit mode and allowing yourself to process the grief, the anger, the rage, the resentment, the guilt that you might be feeling at this time, you're going to come out on the other side a lot lighter and a lot stronger and a lot more emotionally resilient. Okay, this is what I have for you, Libra. I hope that this was helpful or enlightening in some way. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.